Alleged Parliament arsonist Zandile Mafe will undergo a 30-day psychiatric evaluation. It will be done at Fort England Psychiatric Hospital in the Eastern Cape. The 51-year-old refused to be admitted to Valkenburg due to a previous traumatic incident there. He faces charges including arson and terrorism for the fire that gutted the National Assembly in January of 2022. eNCA senior reporter Ayesha Ismail joins us now with the very latest pertaining to this case. Ayesha, good morning. We know Zandile Mafe has in fact been scheduled to undergo that psychiatric evaluation. Talk to us about this process.
So this morning, Judge Nathan Erasmus made an order transferring Zandile Mafe to the psychiatric evaluation to a facility in the Eastern Cape. And as we heard, it's called the Fort England Psychiatric Hospital. That will be for 30 days. It's expected to start immediately. Now, we also know that they needed to work out the logistics. He needs to be transported to the Eastern Cape. And then, of course, the evaluation will take place. After that, the judge made it clear that he has to be returned to Paul Small Prison, and he is expected back in the Western Cape High Court on the 8th of May. But I'm now joined by Zandile Mafe's attorney, Mr. Luvuyo Godla. Mr. Godla, you supported your client's transferal for psychiatric evaluation. Why is this?
That is correctly so. We supported our client's submissions that he be referred to a different place from Valkenburg Hospital. It's very difficult to pinpoint the exact problem. In fact, what had happened in Valkenburg. But if you will understand the history of this matter, he was referred there. A few hours after his arrest, he was referred to Valkenburg. He was assessed by a certain doctor. And if you remember, that report was the subject of litigation. It was taken to High Court where it was set aside. We don't know what transpired there. There are allegations, of course, that Mr. Mafe is making about Valkenburg Hospital. And also in the light of what had transpired and that referral was set aside, the court was convinced that indeed he be referred to a different institution, not Valkenburg. But unfortunately, in the Western Cape is only Valkenburg Hospital that can assess a person. And in absence of another institution, then he was referred to Eastern Cape.
What is the purpose of his referral?
It is to determine his capacity to stand trial. Remember, everyone must have adequate defense if you are charged, you are criminally charged. So he must be assessed to ascertain if he has got a capacity, mental capacity to understand the proceedings, and also to investigate his state of mind at the time of the alleged offense. Of course, you know we say alleged because we are still of the view that it's not the culprit. But of course, he should be assessed for purposes of that period, his mental state at the time of the offense.
Mr. Godla, what happens if the panel of psychiatrists find that Mr. Mafe is not mentally fit to stand trial? What happens then?
Criminal Procedure Act provides in a case where someone is not mentally fit, is either he will be allowed the time for treatment, or is either he will be declared a state patient, a president's patient. And in that case, you will remember what had happened to other suspects, such as Mr. Safendas. You would know when he was declared that he was not mentally fit, and at the time of the commission of the offense, his state of mind was he could not appreciate what he was doing. Then he was kept. But obviously you will know there is nothing permanent in law. He will as well be kept in a mental institution until such time, maybe if he recovers or there is one at home who might bring an application and he be released into that particular person's safekeeping.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. And that was Zandile Mafe's attorney, Lovio Godla, speaking to us here outside the Western Cape High Court.